Hey, Jason Sirois, Compass, Colorado. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're thinking about buying, selling, investing in real estate in the Denver area, please give me a call. I would love the opportunity to have a conversation. This is How's the Market Denver for August 2022. Let's talk real estate. Our market is experiencing split personalities right now. On one hand, we've got show-ready, beautiful homes that are priced properly, which is at or just slightly below market value, increasing the likelihood of getting that multiple offer situation. These homes are getting well above their list price when those bidding wars are being created, but those rewards are only coming to those who have the homes, that have the look, that have put in the work. On the other hand, we have the majority of homes accumulating days on market before getting to the median showing count to get to a contract. So the median showings in Denver County before accepting an offer is 14. Jeff Coates, 15, Douglas County, 13 showings before an offer is accepted. Now, what's interesting about this is those numbers are actually lower than they were last year at this time, which makes sense when you consider there are just fewer buyers in the market right now due to the increased interest rates, and we'll dive into that a little bit more here in just a moment. Now, the primary difference between then and now is the number of days, the amount of time it takes to get to that median number of showings before you get that offer accepted. So the median days on market today, 7, which is up 3 days from this time last year. Pretty big jump, that's almost 50%. So if you're a seller in this market, here's a couple tips for you, things you have to think about. Number 1, it's resetting expectations. It's probably going to take longer to sell your home. Number 2, you need to price your home realistically using data. You can't be 10% higher than the recent comps. If you're using a comp from 3 months ago and you say, let's go 10% above that, you're gonna sit on market, you're not gonna get as many showings, and by the time you get to that median number of showings, you're probably not gonna have any offers in your hand. You're gonna have to start doing the price reduction game. No one wants to be in that situation, but price reductions are through the roof right now. Number 3, it is time to update your home. Do the work up front, make your home shine. Now, and this doesn't have to be a complete overhaul. This can be an insignificant amount of money. It can be painting, it can be new carpet, it can be touching up the floors. It doesn't have to be a full bathroom remodel or a full kitchen remodel. So we're gonna have to use a judgment call here and take a look at what is the condition and the quality and how pretty are the homes that people are going for in those first couple of days that are going under contract. Number 4, you gotta find an agent who can actually create content that is going to be targeted towards the buyers who are likely to purchase your home. It's important to know who's moving here, where are they moving from? Is the likely buyer for your home a move-up buyer? Is it a first-time buyer? How is your agent going to not promote themselves, but promote your asset to the most buyers that are likely to submit an offer on your home? Keep these things in mind. Moving on, if you're in the buyer seat, you like many are probably wondering, what the heck is going on? Is now a good time to buy? There are all these real estate headlines from mainstream media stating, hey, inventory is up nationwide, which is true, by the way. But doesn't that mean we're in a 2006 situation where an impending crash is imminent? It's on the way? Well, no, it doesn't mean that. In fact, the Denver area experienced an 81% increase in inventory from the end of July 2021 to the end of July 2022. 81% increase, oh my God, that's a huge number for sure. We have to remember our vantage point was from the lowest historic July end inventory ever. So these numbers here that we're looking at are only slightly more than we had in 2020, and we haven't even reached the amount of inventory we had in 2018 and 2019. And if you were living in Colorado at that time, you might remember things felt pretty good, pretty normal, but still hot. It wasn't the white hot that we saw in 2021, but things were definitely still moving in the upwards direction at that time. So let's keep that in mind. Really, at the end of the day, there's just too much equity and too much demand for there to be a fallout of the market. So yes, there is a lot more inventory, no question about that, but there's still a small amount of great homes on the market. The best homes, they're selling fast and for more money. Keep that in mind when you're out there shopping. What's constraining the great inventory? This is sort of an interesting conundrum that the market is experiencing. First and foremost, for a seller who's living in a home to say, hey, you know what, we're ready for that next move up home. We want another bedroom, maybe a second living area. We want a bigger yard. Those three home features are met with a much higher mental barrier and actual cost barrier than a year ago. Think about it. If you're going to be a move-up buyer, you're going to take on a larger loan amount, and your loan, by the way, is not going to be in the 2.5–3% range. That loan interest rate is going to be in the 5.5% to 6% range. So these are real costs. This is actually a large, significant increase in your monthly spend on your home. So that conundrum is causing people to reconsider making improvements on their own home, which I'm noticing in Wheat Ridge, where I live. More contractors, more permits are being pulled in the Wheat Ridge area for home improvement instead of just going and living in another home, because people have locked in these low rates. That's something to consider that's going to keep the good inventory low and suppressed for a little while. The definition of a good deal, by the way, is anything you bought 10 years ago. So if you are buying a primary residence, it's important to take your cap rate hat off for a second here. Don't think about cap rate if you're buying your primary residence. It's a different situation if you're buying a home with the intent of renting it out immediately. The rents have to make sense. If you're looking to cash flow, that can be a challenge right now because the barrier to entry is still quite high. And look, like it or not, real estate is the best hedge against inflation out there. Your home mortgage remains exactly the same regardless of what's happening in the economy. All right, moving on. For those of you who are convinced this real estate market is going to crash, I don't know what data you're looking at, but if that is what you are betting on and you want to bet against real estate, here's what you got to do. You ready? Get a HELOC on your home. Get a home equity line of credit. Talk to a lender, give me a shout, I'll hook you up with a great lender. And what this will do is give you access to the funds needed to capitalize when that floor falls out. We are not at a point where there are short sales and foreclosures happening in abundance. So don't hold your breath. If you haven't had the chance to take a look at the DMAR stats, Denver Metro Association of Realtors, they are posted on all of my social platforms. So it's Google My Business, LinkedIn, Instagram, you name it. And if you're thinking of buying, selling, investing, please give me a call. I would welcome the opportunity to help build a path towards hitting the goals that you're looking for. Hey, thank you as always for tuning in. Share, like, subscribe. Be well, stay smart. I'll talk to you next month.